Sometimes your words come back to haunt you. Never mind FM25. How long do we have until FM26 comes out? I mean, come on, Sports Interactive, you didn't actually have to cancel the game to give me the extra time. But anyway, now let's focus on what wasn't cancelled. The Cook Islands at the OFC Nations Cup. After topping the table in the first round, we now take our place in Group A. Can we secure a top 2 spot and proceed to the semis? Unlikely at this stage, I know, but we could secure a top 3 spot, and here's why that might be important. You see, in FM24, the OFC Nations Cup also serves as a pathway to the World Cup qualifying, with the top 3 in each group going on to another mini-tournament to decide who qualifies for the 2026 World Cup. As is often the case in Football Manager with international competitions, this is not true to real life, as OFC now has a World Cup qualification process completely separate from the OFC Nations Cup. But this is what we've got here, so we're just going to have to work with it. For some reason, our group stage games were being played at the Melbourne Cricket Ground in Australia, hence the massive stadium, and we were soon 2 goals down against favourites Fiji. Things went from bad to worse as keeper Keegan Inia went down injured. After the match, it was revealed he had a broken arm. Not sure how that happened there, but early in the second half, substitute goalie Henry was picking the ball out of the net after Roy Krishna tapped in, and moments later our young keeper seemed to dive out of the way of Krishna's second rather than try to save it. Not going well. We need a miracle here. Or perhaps we just need Tupapa Maraerenga youth prospect Samuel Brogan, who headed as a lifeline. And within 2 minutes we had a second as Tajetin Kumsus deftly entered the box after his corner was cleared and fired home. Dreams of a comeback permeated our brains as Brogan went forward but was dispossessed, and a swift counter from Fiji soon resulted in Roy Krishna completing his hat-trick to make it 5-2. But that was not how it would finish, as late in the game Emiel Burrow got the simplest of tap-ins. A defeat then, but an exciting game at least. Another goal fest followed in our next game against Papua New Guinea, this time us taking the early lead, thanks to strikes from Lee Harmon and Tajetin Kumsus scoring for the second game in a row. Papua New Guinea would pull one back before half-time, but we remained optimistic, especially as we would still be in front entering the final 10 minutes. But then the FM gods decided to toy with us as Papua New Guinea got the equaliser through Semi on 83 minutes, and then just 2 minutes later took the lead, Woodlock with the goal. Into stoppage time then, and staring elimination in the face, up popped Tororu Matariki to grab a late point. 3-3, but this definitely felt like points dropped. Still, there was a chance if we could beat Vanuatu on the final day, and if Papua New Guinea lost to Fiji. Yeah, I know, we were in a similar situation with Tupapa Maraerenga in the OFC Champions League, but it might happen this time, right? Wrong, as Vanuatu snuck a win with this strike just before the hour mark. A meek 1-0 defeat, rooting us to the bottom of the table, out of the Nations Cup, and no chance to compete for a World Cup place either. So I guess it's time to check out Tupapa Maraerenga's new season. After a couple of transfers early in the calendar year, there was nothing ahead of the Round Cup, but with a squad chock full of last season stars and new youth talent, and a highly successful pre-season, we would enter the Round Cup with confidence. Jake McCoy bagged our first goal of the season, before Samuel Brogan scored on his full club debut, setting club and competition records in the process. Mate Ariki made it 3 just before half-time. But wait, what's this? Our cheeky opponent Nico Sokotak scored immediately afterwards. But within a minute of the second half, normal service was resumed, as Sam Brogan got another in a 4-1 win. Home wins over Titi Kaveka and Avatio followed. Indeed, we would beat Titi Kaveka twice, putting us clear at the top after 4 games. Victories over Puyakura and Matavera meant we had now beaten everyone in the league. And in October, when we beat Nikau Sokotak once again, wow, that was it! 7 wins out of 7, 11 points clear with only 3 games left to play. Could that be the fastest league win in Football Manager history? The win pleased the board and impressed the supporters, and also meant we were back to the OFC Champions League. Stick around for that later in this episode. Easy wins over Puayakura and Avatiu followed. We had also beaten Puayakura in the Cook Islands Cup, meaning we were just 2 games away from a double and an invincible season. But could we achieve the feat of winning every single domestic game in a season? Well, that Depends what you mean by win. Let's start with the league, where we finished with a match away to Matavera and stormed into a huge first half lead with goals from McCoy, Matariki, Sam Brogan and Lee Harmon. A Sam Brogan spot kick made it 5, and then we let Matavera have this one in the second half. Pure dominance on the day, and across the whole season, 10 out of 10. But as for the cup final, well, after a goalless 90 minutes, that went straight to penalties, and I was more than a little concerned by the complete lack of any penalty taking ability in my team. But I needn't have worried, as Edwards, Mateariki and Lee Harmon put us 3-0 up as goalkeeper Rake made the saves. Titi Kaveka finally got one in the back of the net, and so it was left to 16-year-old right back Tatuava to put it in beyond doubt, as we reigned supreme over the Cook Islands once again. So unbeaten season, yes, 100% win rate? Like I said, that depends on your definition of a win. Once the season was over, we got news that Grover Harmon was retiring as a player. He's now become an assistant manager, so... Nah, I've already got one. Also of interest was the financial review of the season. A whopping £446 in merch sales, £46 of that non-domestic, which means at least one of you nabbed a shirt from Sangalo. Link in the description and the pinned comment. Our season would continue a couple of weeks later as we took part in the OFC Champions League preliminary round. This time it would be hosted by American Samoan champs Utile Youth, who play at Pago Park Soccer Stadium Pitch 2? Surely for a prestigious event such as this, we should be on Pitch 1. We started our group stage action though against Tongan champs Via Tongo. Young hotshot Sam Brogan set us on our way, with Lee Harmon adding a third late on. Nice start. We would next face gloriously named Samoan champs Lupe Olesoago. 1-0 down after an early goal, we won a penalty. Edwards firing us level. Samuel Brogan then continued his hot streak, but the Samoans came at us early in the second half to level the scores once again. Midfielder Kadez Tutuava though would put us back in front with about 25 minutes to play, with what proved to be the winning goal. And much like our league season in the Round Cup, that was it. We did not let up in our final game against the hosts, thrashing them 7-2, sailing through the group stage and right into Group B again. Lautoka of Fiji will be tough opponents, as will hosting side Ifira Blackbird of Vanuatu, and then the toughest of the lot, Auckland City. Yikes! We did not get off to a great start in Vanuatu against Ifira Blackbirds, as we went a goal down on 19 minutes, but it took Samuel Brogan less than 60 seconds to get us back level. What a star in the making this is. First half stoppage time, and it got even better as Jake McCoy put us in front, which is where we would stay. Stop the count! Auckland City were up next, and we were soon in trouble. They were just all over us for most of the first half as we went 2 down. Now I did say most of the first half, as that kid Sam Brogan struck again. In fact, he struck twice in a minute, and at half time we went in tied at 2-2. Alas, the conditioning and skill of Auckland was always going to shine through, and as our legs got tired, we conceded twice in the second half. No miracle comeback this time. That meant we went into our final group stage game with Lautoka needing a win. Marcus Gibbons got us off to a dream start with a goal inside the opening 3 minutes. The dream would not last though, as Sammy ran into the box and, I don't know, either Edwards or Harmon fouled him. The penalty was converted, 1-1. On the hour mark, we thought we had the lead again, but Karika's goal was ruled out. On 80 minutes, we also thought we had the lead again, but young Sam Brogan had strayed offside. As the clock ran down, it looked like the victory wasn't going to come until Graham the Viking played in Jarvis Aparau, a 2-1 win, and qualification for the quarter-final round, where we will face Central Coast. Not of Australia, but of the Solomon Islands. Now, can we do it? Well, you're going to have to find out in the next episode.